I'm a little bit edgy because I just had a donut. Woo! I'm not nervous. I'm chill. Here we go, guys. Here we go. That's notable. Hey, I'm Greg Marshall. This is That's Notable. I'm going to be interviewing people who have been recognized as notable marketing executives. So, welcome to That's Notable. I hope you enjoy the conversations. Dianna was Villalobos is her last name. She was recognized as a notable marketing executive and nominated by her husband, Diego. And they both came in for this conversation. And it was wonderful because this family is entrepreneurial. They became teen parents together and not only stayed together in relationship, but built a business together. And this conversation is about that process, the wisdom that they learned in it, that they gained in it, and where it's headed with their sons. It's just a really cool conversation. And at the end, I reflect back to them what's truly notable about them. And I'm pretty inspired by my time with them. So I think you're going to enjoy it. This is That's Notable. This is Dianna and Diego. And today's episode, as you'll find out in a second, is sponsored by, brought to you by music, which we all love. Here we go, everybody. So before we get started, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor that's making this episode possible. Because we couldn't do this without our sponsors. So, Dianna and Diego, world, millions of people who are watching this. Just want to give a shout out to our sponsor today, which is music. Everybody loves music, and so just when you're out there, give music a shout out and say thank you for supporting this episode to bring this content to you. Appreciate that very much. And they will too. All right.
I think without music we wouldn't be here. So
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll pass that along to music that you guys are appreciative like that.
Put the good word in for us.
That's right. You guys interact with music a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Times the time.
we get paid to project music. So
Yeah. Well, it made sense for that to be the sponsor of this episode. I'm glad it worked out that way. So I want to get into what you guys do, but first, it's hard to skim over a part of your story where it says you became teenage parents together.
Yes.
And not only stayed together, but started a business together. And I just want to know how. What was the secret to that? I'm going to go deeper into that question, but on a high level, why did that work?
That's a great question. I don't know. I just woke up yesterday and like 20 years have passed and here we are today.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we got here. I have no idea. But we just kept doing the same thing every day over and over again, I guess. And getting better at it as we go.
But your relationship, what held you guys together as teenagers, like that can wreck a couple. That can make you, it can rock your world. Like what things got turned upside down. You're surprised with a pregnancy. Like what held you guys together at that point?
I would say maybe we were young and it was definitely not an easy road, but just I think we both have very strong family values. Both our families are really strong, and that maybe was one of the tools that helped us get through it. Our kids definitely, we're both. I want to say she's a really good mom, and I try to be a good dad. So being there for the boys,
putting the kids in mind first, and stop being selfish.
Yep.
Being together, Paco.
That's something that you have to work at, and it's not easy, and we definitely, it hasn't always been like sunshine and flowers and everything, but we made it work, that's the important part, and it is crazy because we work together now.
Yeah, it's profound. Anybody who's sustained relationship over time knows that you have to navigate a lot of stuff. Was there? How old were you guys when you became pregnant?
So when I got pregnant, he was 15. I was 17. But when I had our son, he was 16 and I was 18.
We met in biology class. Diego in Bradford High, Kenosha.
Shout out to Bradford.
Shout out to Bradford.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple more questions on this because I feel like the wisdom that you have, the knowledge you have of reality, having stayed together and built family and then built business, like there's just gems in that. I mean, it's like a gold mine of knowledge when somebody's pressed into that and stayed with it. So I just want to dig into a little bit as a way of even getting to the business. Throughout early in the relationship, was there one of you, did you take turns freaking out and the other one staying stable? You know what I mean? Where one person's like, I can't do this. The other one's like, we're going to be okay. And then like 3 months later, the other one's like, and the other one's like, it's going to be okay. Do you guys remember which of you was freaking out? Which one was more stable at the early?
That's a good question. What would you say about that?
We did. We just our fair share all of them now in our fair share of
Stimbling each other out.
yeah, seriously. We level each other out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know how they say that opposites attract. We kind of work for each other because we are a little bit where I'm lagging, she picks me up, and so there's that she needs to maybe get reminded of. I'm good at reminding her, and try.
Holding each other accountable is really important.
Yeah. So you're saying the Jerry Maguire, you complete me line is relevant here.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So how does she complete you? Like where you end, where does she pick up in terms of talents?
I can answer other, you guys.
Well, we got to know what our strengths and weaknesses.
Right. So I mean, detail oriented, stuff like that.
Diana's more detailed.
Is more detail oriented than
Yeah.
I am. And I'm more like, let's get the job done. Let's not be late.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good. We're good like that. Like
Yeah. So you're gonna be late, but with intentionality. You get the details right, accept the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, she'll be late because she's got to make sure we can't forget nothing and get all your detail. I want to be late. Well, it's good that we gotta get there. We gotta get started.
Yeah.
Can't be late.
How do you articulate it the other direction? Like, what does he bring to the table that you feel like isn't your center strength?
What is your strengths? Creativity. He's really good at coming up with ideas like on the fly. Problem solving, big time. He's really good at. Directions, phenomenal directions. What else? I'd say, well, DJing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He's been DJing his whole entire life, and I'm just trying to like learn now. Let's see what else. He's really good at speaking, like communicating with our customers and sales and that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more good at like typing and like the marketing online type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, tell me more about your business. I know you're DJing, but what's the spectrum of things that you offer and create and do?
So we do DJ services, which also include MC services. And we also offer.
And that's for everything, like weddings.
Yeah.
What other types of events? What are the top 5?
So we do weddings, corporate events, festivals, black parties.
Honestly, I think we offer an experience. We offer memories. That's what we offer at the end of the day. Like if you want to invest some time, or if you want to invest money into a night and you want it to be unforgettable, people get us, and that's our responsibility to come in and make it. You can say dreamy, but that's not really what we can make it dreamy, but our job is to make it right.
Mm-hmm.
Special and like tailored to you.
So beyond like with the DJ services, is there other like broader event planning that you guys do, or where does it stop? Like what's the spectrum of the services?
I think we do further than just event planning sometimes. It all depends. Every job is different, and our thing also, we're very customer service oriented. So we try to make it the best we can. So I think that in some jobs you do have to go, further than just DJing or what have you. I mean, lighting is a very important part of our work. We got to make sure that the lighting is right. She's really good at that. She actually she does it all. Like I sometimes give input, but it's not really taken most of the time because she's really good with lights and lighting. She knows how to mix the lights and everything, and so our lighting is a very important part of our services. Obviously audio and music is very important as well. What else do you think?
Photo booths. We offer photo booth services as well.
When we do these festivals, and that's like the most planning we do. Like for instance, we just did the cancer,
Zion City of Hope Cancer Celebrate Life 10-year cancer-free celebration.
which is a series of events, starting with a luncheon,
Employees.
for the employees, and then they have a mixer, and then they have like a grand entrance. So there's a lot of planning involved with that. Actually, they have their own planner that they hire. We kind of just help her do a lot of the planning. But then there's another event that we have. It's called Midwest Mix. Was that we plan our shows
So that one.
and from everything we do, every little bit of detail in that one, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of moving parts to be
Yeah.
able to do something.
So how many years have you guys been in business?
Been in business since 2005. How many
Okay.
is that?
So yeah,
Thank
we
you.
got since 98.
Okay.
And in 2005 we went
Full time since we went full time in
No,
2018.
2018 full time. 2005 we
That's when we
established with DJ Productions, but freelances is 98.
Wow. So you went full time in 2018, 2 years before
Exactly.
a pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 years later, it was basically like illegal to even. Well,
Yeah. You just walk around moonboats.
we did a 10-person wedding during COVID.
Yeah, it was
It's like
beautiful.
most energy we've ever seen. Kind of 10 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the origin story of the business. So you were DJing,
Yeah.
and
So-
then at what point were you like, this is a business, and then you were like, I'm gonna be a part of this business. Tell me that story. How'd that come to be?
So I started DJing in school. They needed I was a student. It was high school, junior high, like whatever you call it, and they needed a volunteer to run the house system for the dances. So I just volunteered. At that point, I was into music. I played the guitar, whatever, strings. But then I kind of got into that whole side of it, and I really liked it. The technical part of it, all the engineering, the little engineering work that I did, and then I also really enjoyed the actual DJ, like making people dance and stuff. That that made me feel really good. So I kind of fell in love with it like that. So I just and then at that point I met with some friends who had older cousins, who DJ'd. These guys were from Chicago, so it was a little bit different culture. It's not.
Right.
They did the wax and the house music and all that. So I kind of and then at that point I'm like, holy smokes, like this is next level. This is even cooler than DJing the dances, because now they're putting like the art into it, the technical, the beat matching and scratching and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we just basically I stopped. We really loved it, and Diana, we got together really young, and we had the baby, so she was always there with me at basically like almost every party, always supporting, always helping. And it was at first, like I said, we freelanced. We did the best we could to make a little side money on it, but I had my job, she had her job.
What jobs were you doing at that time?
So obviously we had to get through school, and then eventually after graduating, she started working at Baxter
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals. And
Art does an assortment of like customer service,
Right.
center jobs.
And then I did my best to kind of work the DJing, I guess, and then eventually it wasn't enough. So I started working my share of. We did Boston Market at one point, fast food, and then eventually I ended up spending like 5 or 6 years at Time Warner as a tech. you know. And right around that time, it was 2018 or what have you. She went back to school and kind of got her marketing degree. And at this time, she wasn't. She was just kind of at home with the kids, just studying. And I was doing like Time Warner and then working the DJing on the weekends. We never stopped DJing, never. You know, we always the weekend. You know, we did what we could when we could. And
Weekend warriors.
and to be honest with you, we kept a pretty busy schedule. We've been keeping a pretty busy schedule for 20 years plus. You know, it just wasn't at the
We didn't know how to get ourselves
like it was. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the price that we should have been charging a long time because we were doing great service. We just weren't.
Yeah, it's hard to know what to charge.
Like that in the beginning.
Say that again?
We were doing a lot more bar gigs in the beginning.
Yeah, stuff like that. We were doing a lot of bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what we could get, you know. But then after she got her degree, we kind of, she kind of put us on the right track.
Would you get a degree in?
Sorry, yeah, I was supposed to. Yeah. Hey, do you want to say about why did this? You want to
Oh no, this is good gold. This is gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was going to school for marketing communications, and then I switched my major to business management.
Okay. So you're in that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Like graphic design and stuff. Like she does all of our work. She does all our graphic design. She does all of our web design.
Yeah.
You know. So that's why I always say she's got a degree. I feel like she already has the knowledge for it. But she basically put our business in the map.
Yeah.
You know, and we've been doing so
Best of
good
7 years in a row now.
Like I was telling you, we DJed 2 blocks away downtown at this really upper scale wedding, you know, just like last weekend. And
Yeah.
we're doing these huge events here all day.
Yeah, you trusted with big things. Yeah, that's interesting to see the picture take shape of like kind of like the artist performer front person, and then you're like, okay, well that's just gonna be like a kite that doesn't have a string, floats off if you don't have the pieces in place of the marketing, the design, all these different things. Yeah. Did you know early on that is how you could contribute, or did you kind of stumble into that role in the business because it just needed to happen?
Yeah, I was like super, super early on. And you probably remember this. I was like, you're going to be a DJ. What? That's not going to make any money.
Yeah. I can't tell my parents you're going to be a DJ.
You used to have arguments about that in the beginning.
Well, it was.
What are you doing? Spending all your time practicing, doing your where are we going to go with this?
Yeah, not a lot of people.
And then it just was like,
dude,
that's a real talent, you know? Like, I have to do something with this or else it's just going to go nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a little bit something about that. When I asked my wife's dad his blessing to ask her to marry me, and I basically had to tell him, for money, I'm dropping out of grad school and going to become a rapper. So I remember Matt, and he's a financial planner.
Okay.
So like, yeah, I can resonate with that tension of like, wait, I have to tell my parents you're a DJ. Okay, well, but you know, when you believe in each other, there's like that part of you that's like, I think you can pull it off, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, that's really great. So what were some of the hardest parts of growing and running a business, past tense and present? What makes it difficult?
Past tense.
For me, it's that sacrifice.
Knowing your worth and getting your value.
For me, it's that sacrifice we made. Like, I feel, you know, when the kids were younger, we would always be busy on Saturdays, and like even to this day, sometimes when the nephews have a birthday party and you know we got this really big event, oh, we can't
Gonna miss out on the life.
or we'll try to make it for 10 minutes or whatever, but that for me, that's the biggest thing, you know.
Yeah.
Even though that we're blessed because we get, you know, sometimes, you know, there's a lot of work, do week work, but we were able to choose vacations during the week or choose whatever we want to do during the week now that we're full time. But yeah, missing out on that family time, that's the.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that another difficult thing was like when we decided we weren't going to like take as many bar gigs and we wanted to start like, I guess, adding value. We had to say no to a lot of gigs. And we weren't getting those higher end gigs right away yet. You know what I mean? It took a while.
Yeah. At that point, I was like.
And he was purpose. He just like keep taking those bar gigs. Like
are you sure?
get the short-term money.
Yeah. Are we sure we want to raise the price? Are we sure you know? And then it was tough transition.
Stick with it.
It was a tough transition at first because the phone wasn't ringing. It wasn't ringing. And why it started ringing?
Why did you know to do that?
Yeah.
Damn.
I learned in school. That's how you add value. Like
So you just trusted what you
like if you see all the shampoos on a row, you look at which ones do you look at? They're all the same. They're all shampoos. Why do you look at Pantene like as a higher end brand? Because that's how they've made them themselves. They're a higher price. So they're you know what I mean?
That's so brilliant. It's just amazing to me that the breakthrough is often coming from somebody who learns a piece of wisdom and just practices it instead of overthinking it. Like, no, like this is wisdom. Let's just practice it. So yeah. So how much right away did you increase the price? Like, if not in exact numbers, just percentage wise, like, was it a significant shift, or was it like incremental?
It's been incremental, but at first I want to say it had to have been like at least a 40% increase, at least maybe 50%.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's
So we were
as we add value to our packages, we add and we still do that too.
Or we created packages to begin with.
Right.
So one thing I know about gigs, like you can be busy and get really focused on those gigs, and then all of a sudden it's done. You're like, wait, where's their next thing coming from?
Yep.
So how do you find leads if you're taking leadership of the marketing side? Where does that come from? What behaviors are you practicing that make it more likely that somebody's gonna call?
I say there's multiple streams or places that you can grab a lead from. We use Wedding Wire. We use social media. Google is a big one for us. And
Do you invest in AdWords, or what do you do on
we
Google?
invest in Google. We do invest in Wedding Wire.
Okay.
Um,
But if I search DJs in Kenosha,
Yeah.
will you come up?
I
Probably.
would hope so.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah.
We heard from our colleague here in Milwaukee that he's been searching wedding DJs because he's also a wedding DJ, and every time and he's in Milwaukee, he lives in downtown here, and every time we pop up,
Yeah.
you know. So I think she's doing a phenomenal job on that.
Yeah.
Oh, then we also invest in shows sometimes,
Oh yeah. Wedding expos.
and the word of mouth.
Better-
Word of mouth is the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
probably 50% of our business is word of mouth.
Word of mouth is the best. Yeah.
It's cool.
Or at least that's what always helps like sell it. You know, when
Yeah.
somebody tells you, "Hey, man, these guys, trust me, these guys are good." You know, your probability of booking that one, I think, goes up
Yeah.
a huge percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many times in a row have you been voted best of Kenosha?
So we got Best of Kenosha from 2018 till 22, and then I think 22 or 3 we got second place.
Yeah.
But now we're back at number 1 again.
Yeah. Yeah. You brought it back.
Make
So-
sure you guys vote next year so we can stay at number one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let our sponsor like music know as well to help you guys out with their social. So what do you think sets Midwest DJ Productions apart? And it's a pretty competitive space. I mean, like a lot of people are like, I want to be a DJ. Seems like potentially. So what makes you guys stand out?
I'd say, well, his talent, of course. I'd say our attention to detail. The fact that there's 2 of us really helps. In case one of us forgets something, the other will remind us.
Yeah.
Or remind the other.
We're in a small market, so we tend to stand out as well. With the now we're in a phase where we're ready to compete here with the bigger fish, I guess you can call it. But yeah, we just like she said, just our attention to detail. We go to the Vegas shows a lot, or a couple times a year. Or we'll go to the Illinois, not a couple times a year. We've been to there a couple times. Or we'll go to the Illinois ones all the time, and we go to Midwest DJs Live, which is the Wisconsin one. It's also on a national. And when I say shows, I mean like educational,
Educational, I suppose.
more DJs, you know,
Yeah.
and presenters, MCs, whatever. So we try to stay on top of, you know, of all the education that's provided out there, and then the trends are also very important. To stay on top of technology, you know, because there's a lot of cool stuff in the world that you know Kenosha or maybe even Milwaukee are not aware of. You know, you just got to dig it out, and then if it's a good fit for you, invest in it, you know, and then bring it to your market.
Mm-hmm. So how many kids do you have?
3 boys.
3 boys.
I have 1 granddaughter.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are they involved in the business? I believe all 3 of them?
Yep.
Nice. All 3 of them full time?
Not full time, no.
Yeah, they just participate. So when did they start getting involved, and how are they involved?
They've They've been involved.
Pretty much their whole life.
Yeah, their own lives pretty much.
Yeah, do they get kind of brought along when they were kids to these events?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like we would bring them along. They would help us set up. They still do to this day. Romeo, our oldest, he's actually a musician. He's a rapper and songwriter. He's got some releases. He's really good. He's also a DJ. And then the other two boys DJ as well. They know how to DJ. As a matter of fact, this Thursday, our youngest, Angelo, will be DJing the special needs trick or treat event at the Double Tree Kenosha. Which is a really cool party that we do that we help with every year.
Mm-hmm. So when he DJs, is it part of your business or is his own thing?
Part of the business.
Yeah. So like if you can divide and conquer if you got two events on the same weekend or something.
Yeah, we often do actually.
Yep, we are a multi-op. We actually have 3 other DJs in the roster other than our boys. And then we have our boys, and then Diana also does some work on her own sometimes.
Okay. So do you provide training for those DJs to make sure that there's a certain level of quality and style?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We bring them out
Yeah, they come along and
right
all
along.
train with us on other weddings.
Have you ever had somebody where you're like, dude, you don't get it. You're not going to do this.
Well, no, I think what I was going to say is very important to place the right person in the right event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's different levels. I'm obviously not going to probably put my youngest DJ at one of our most important weddings. We might stick him with the gigs that he might do better than me at. Because I'm not that I'm old, but I'm not as hype as I am to the younger music as maybe somebody like him would be. So I think that's very important to be able to place your people and set them up for success. Really.
Yeah. Okay. So I also read that you guys accommodate for destination weddings. Have you done a lot of destination weddings? And like, what's an example of that? That's probably your favorite experience.
We did a destination wedding. Well, I wouldn't call it destination wedding, but
It's pretty destination with me. I think
Where was it at again?
you catered at destination weddings, and what we did. My favorite is the one that we did in the UP,
Munising, Michigan.
Michigan. We went up there, and he's this guy he's a DJ himself, actually from Detroit. Wanted all wax, nothing but vinyl for his wedding, and he had his wax picked out and everything, but he's
Full personal
he
collection.
needed the right guy for the job, and he sorted us out, and man, we made it work. I mean, hearing a great review, and got to visit the UP, and it was amazing.
That's super
Yeah.
cool. All right. So how do you think being a woman in the DJ industry has shaped your experiences in the way that you run the business? Just what has that meant for you?
Being a woman in the DJ industry, I'm definitely the minority for sure. I wouldn't say I'm treated differently at all, except for like when we're together, people just assume like I'm his assistant.
Yeah.
That's wired.
I'll be in the middle of
Oh, she's the boss. I'll be like, yep.
Yeah.
Dope.
I'll be in the middle of DJing and they'll just kind of like talk to him instead of me, like for some reason.
Like, yeah, I guess say that. Honestly, I think that's
There's a little bit of sexism, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
we do a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And the wedding industry is a women industry.
Right.
So I think that's an advantage that we have.
Yep.
That you're
A lot of friends
Like she's a more approachable.
planning of the wedding.
Yeah, they trust her more to hear what they're saying.
Exactly. And I purposely sometimes just let her deal with things because I know, I mean, I'm great at what I do and I'm good at communicating, but sometimes I can be not as pleasant as she is. So
Yeah, that's great. And when Diego, you nominated Diana for Notable Marketing Executive, and one of the things you wrote was Diana has also been a beacon of inspiration for young entrepreneurs, demonstrating resilience and dedication by thriving in her business despite the challenges of early parenthood and economic hardship. So speaking to this idea of inspiration for young entrepreneurs, for you and then for both of you, what does that mean to you? Like, what role does that identity as I want to inspire young entrepreneurs to go for it? What role does that play in your life right now? What does that look like?
Primarily, I know like our children for sure. we're trying to inspire them to go into business for themselves
Mm-hmm.
and to nurture and develop their own talents so
Yeah.
they can have, something of their own.
Yeah. Why do you think that's important to give a shot? Why should they try to go into business for their own?
I just feel like working for someone else is
Let it win.
yeah.
If we had more creative people in the world, it'd be a better world. Do we want a bunch of creatives, or do we want
A bunch of
robots?
the 1%ers.
Yeah. So what are those? Do you mostly lead by example in that conversation, or do you directly say to your kids like, "Hey, you guys, I'm challenging you to do this"?
Yeah, I challenge them every day. Like, for example, I help them set up their own social media accounts for their businesses. My youngest is a photographer. The oldest has a pop-up vinyl and coffee business. So I help them do their social media accounts like that. Yesterday, I was helping the youngest do his photography flyer. He's going to start trying to get some photography jobs on the side.
Yeah. There's so much power that you're instilling and sharing when you're doing that. It's amazing.
And just coming up with a name for a business makes it real,
Yeah.
And for a
Um,
kid, like it's hard for them to imagine that.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things too, is like from a brand marketing perspective. Like I love working with startups. I love talking to young people who have a dream. And it's part of it's like disappointing people at the appropriate pace of like, I got an idea and I'm gonna do it like this. And you already know, if you approach it that way, it's not gonna work. But walking with people, how to bring it to life, it's so fun. Yeah. So what are you seeing like in your kids in terms of things that and like, do you have these moments where like, I know, oh, I can see you can actually pull this off versus the moments where you're like, that's not going to work. Can you think of moments in the story with them where you've had those two feelings?
Well, every time I see Angelo working with his photography, I know that he's got so much potential. He just needs to um, finish his schooling so he can really have a solid product. And I think that it's already pretty much set up for him to be added to Midwest DJ production. And I see such a good future, if he just finishes his photography or his videography, school and everything.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a vision that I have for him, hopefully.
Yeah. That's beautiful. So thinking about young entrepreneurs in general, somebody who has a dream, somebody who has a skill, what general advice would you give somebody that is like the basics, fundamental advice that you would give somebody who wants to go out on their own in some way?
I would say don't expect success overnight and have patience and stick with it and be consistent.
To be consistent.
Sure.
Stick with it. You might get a little tired. Take a break if you need to, but stay consistent with it, and it takes a while, but you'll start to see that flower, if you just stay consistent.
Yeah. So what about a young couple that gets pregnant before they plan to? What advice would you give them?
That's a good question. Because it's not simple, There's not like simple words you can give teen parents. Just try to think outside of yourself. I know it's so hard when you're young, but I just told my son yesterday, think of what you need and not what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the times you'll be able to navigate correctly.
You would better think of what the baby needs.
Yeah. If you have a child. Yeah.
Well, he's a pregnant.
Sure.
Yeah. That's deep. So, you two, like, last question. What would you say is your North Star? Like, where do you get your direction and your purpose from?
I'd say each other for sure. Our families.
Families. I think our upbringings kind of give us our morals, and we just try to do what's right.
Yeah.
Were your families very similar? Similar values?
Definitely.
See something.
That's
Sure. Different.
Yeah. We don't want to air that out right now. Yeah. Well, one of the reasons we started this podcast was, when I was recognized as a notable marketing executive. We were just looking at that list of people, and from this year and from years past. And Dylan, our producer of the show, he made a comment of like, it'd be interesting to just talk to everybody. And I love that right away. But the more I thought about it, what I really love about it is it gives us a chance to look beyond what's notable in a bio to what's actually notable about people. And as we're talking, that's what I've been looking for, is like, what do I think is notable about you two? And I think the consistency, the faithfulness to each other, faithfulness to your family, faithfulness to a dream, and the consistency, because we all know like that's not easy. There's mistakes made. You let each other down. You're like, business gets hard. There's days where you just like feels crazy, you know. But there's just such a faithfulness in you two. And at one time, this guy who was probably in his 80s, somebody as a pastor, somebody asked him at this event I was at, like, what's the secret to a long marriage? And he was like, it's pretty simple. Just live a long time and keep your promises. And it seemed like such a profound thing, you know, like, yeah, so come, like, what if you keep your promises? What happens if you do that? And like, you can't get to where you guys are at as a family, as a business, unless you've kept your promises, especially with the way you started. And it's not like you've been perfect. None of us have been. But I think it's that faithfulness, and there's also the way that you move as a family. It's like you've broken out of the matrix, and you're showing your kids how to navigate outside of the matrix and how to like come back into it and how to come out of it, but to be free. There's a freedom that you guys have crafted for each other and for your kids, and I know what that could cost something. You know, it's hard, but it's true. It's a beautiful thing. So I was looking at you guys, I'd say, what's notable about you two is that, like, number one is faithfulness, and number two is you've cracked the matrix.
That's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, like you are free to roam about the cabin, right? Everyone else is sitting all buckled up, and you're DJing at the front of the plane, you know. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah, receive that. Well, as we end here, just want to give a shout out to our sponsor again, Music, which plays a big role in these guys' lives. Thank you, Music, for making this possible. Dylan, thanks for negotiating that deal with Music.
It was a tough one.
I was surprised you pulled it off.
Royalties are crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. That's notable. Have a good day. Peace.